I've never done a speedrun. Speedruns, the art of attempting to complete a game as fast as possible, is something I've never really gotten. I like to take my time with games and absorb the environment and atmosphere, not drag race my way through every part of the map just to dunk on Dream. But it's always been something I've wanted to try, to at least understand why so many people do it. When it came to what game I wanted to run, I didn't want to do something boring and overdone like Minecraft, Mario, or the mainline Pokemon games. I wanted niche. And that's where the game this video is all about comes into play. When I was a kid, I went to the best store you can go to, WH Smith. Game, yeah! Walls filled with every game you could imagine and all the Skylanders no one wanted. It was heaven for me as a child. I went with my nana and grandcha when they came down from Wales for the week, and I remember seeing this game and asking my dad for it. He said no because he'd recently bought me one, and I, as a newly 7-year-old tiny little man, sucked it up and said that's fine actually, sure. But my nana was not having it. She grabbed the game, said, "You can have it, sweetheart," and boy was I ecstatic. I went home that day and spent the next 7 hours playing this game on a sofa bed pulled out for my grandparents, all until I had the worst headache I've ever had to this day, but it was so worth it. Ladies and gents and everything in between, I introduce you to Pokepark. Pokepark released in 2009 in Japan, and 2010 everywhere else, in between releases of Pokemon Platinum and Pokemon Black and White, which was like the prime time to be a Pokemon fan, really. The main gist of the game is that you are Pikachu when Mew, the creator of Pokemon, appears in your village and opens a hole to the Pokepark, a mysterious place where Pokemon live freely amongst each other, playing games like tag, hide and seek, and even battling, alongside playing at the many attractions found throughout the world, which you'll see plenty throughout this video. You, alongside your friends Charmander, Piplup, and Chikorita, fall into said hole and enter this new world where Mew tells us that the Sky Prism has shattered and its pieces are scattered all over the Pokepark. We don't really know what that is yet, but we do know that if it stays shattered, then the whole Pokepark is doomed. It's up to us, for some reason, to travel to all 9 zones, take on all the attractions, retrieve the pieces of the Sky Prism, and save the park. To dumb it down for all the monkey ooh ah brains, you go to a zone, collect Sky Prism pieces, move on to the next one, rinse and repeat. But there's a lot to keep track of, so... Oh yeah, budget's gone up again, 2D corkboard! As you can see, there's a heap of criteria that we need to complete in order to finish Pokepark. There's 14 attractions, which will give us the 14 Sky Prism pieces, our 3 friends that went missing that we need to find, and also 3 fun little side quests I decided to set myself. These include befriending my favorite Pokemon, killing Totodile, and murdering that big fucking red dragon. Oh, I fucking hate him! Clenched my teeth really hard there. Ow. Every time we do one of these criteria, I'm gonna tick it off the board until there's nothing left and we can beat the game. Once it's full, we get the world record, baby! Just quickly, before I get into it, this was all streamed over on Twitch, so if you wouldn't mind checking me out there, that would be really appreciated. And if you wouldn't mind, giving me a sub on here would be quite nice as well. I spent a long time on this video. Anyway, enough of this boring bullcrap. To the video! Like most games, Pokepark starts with a cutscene. A violent one! Of you and your friends plummeting at full speed towards the Pokepark! When suddenly, Pikachu has a schizophrenic episode, and out pops Mew. She gives us the rundown of the Sky Prisms and how it's our job to go find them before disappearing and assumingly letting us continue falling to our death. Pikachu then awakens in the middle of a forest. Where are we? Where are our friends? Oh god, apparently, but hey, Chatot! Whoa, fucking love Chatot! Hey, even better then. You're not from around here, eh? So, oh my god, he's just called me an immigrant. Chatot's racist, but it's fine. Either way, he asked us to follow him, so we quickly learn how to run. I'm going! I'm fucking speeding! Then dash. Then how to jump. Woohoo! Oh, I'm LeBron James. All the fundamental jargon we're going to need for the run. He then gives us a little rundown on the Pokepark itself. Now you have those things, you're ready to go to the Pokepark. The Pokepark has many, many ways to have fun. Is there a brothel? Is there some smooch way? It's a good question. Have you seen how bad Sableye is? We then kill Chatot. Yeah! When Snorlax blocks our way, as always in Pokemon games. Snorlax? Get your fat fucking ass out of here. But here he teaches us Thunderbolt, which is a sentence, and it's where we get to the first problem of the run. You see, I have to press A on the Wii Remote in order to use Thunderbolt to wake Snorlax up, but let me show you my Wii Remote. Didn't you fucking have one? Yeah, I don't know the controls. If I was smart, I would have looked at what the controls would be on a computer, but I come very unprepared in everything. Now, which buttons did I have as A and B? Guys, say something bad. I think immigrants. In the end, we figured it out. Yeah, it was left click. And Snorlax moves out the way, allowing us to finally enter the first zone of the game, the Meadow Zone. The Meadow Zone is governed by Venusaur, who's very adamant that no one can leave and no one can play attractions. The inhabitants aren't too happy about this. Pokemon like Bulbasaur, Weedle, Lotad, and Leafeon make up the Meadow Zone, and they're basically being held prisoner, which is not good. We have to step in. Before anything, we already ticked something off the board. Oh yeah, Chicory, we done it. Surprisingly, she was very close to where I fell, which begs the question, where? Vaneri invites us to our first attraction of the game, Bulbasaur's Daring Dash. His game's very simple, it's just a sprint against other Pokemon that I need to complete within 10 seconds. Bulbasaur informs us Venusaur isn't letting anyone play the attractions and won't let us leave, but Bulbasaur's part of the revolution. A leader, perhaps. So we play his attraction in secret. However, problem number 2. How the fuck do I shake a Wii remote? You need to shake your controller to run in this minigame. A minigame all about running. We give it our best shot despite not knowing the controls, and how do I do it? Oh shit. Go! Wait, how do I... What? How was... What? How... What's the button? What are the buttons? I made it. I made it, guys. I did it. New record! Yeah, embarrassing, but it doesn't actually matter as Pikachu's ops appear anyway. Monkey! They proceed to scold us for playing an attraction, kiss Venusaur's ass, and kidnap Chikorita? They kidnap Why not me? We chase them down, but Trico turns our ass around and makes us clear Bulbasaur's attraction. So, with the controls now actually looked at, we run it back. Oh, it's not. Oh, wait, it's working! I'm doing it! Run, Pikachu! Run! Yeah! Woo! My slime. Woo! Money, 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 money! Who wants to get pimped? Who can I buy to sell? Oh! And just like that, ladies, gents, and everything else, first Prism Shard off the board. 1 down, and we've got 13 to go. It's gonna take us a bit, innit? We return to Trico once more, who spins us on our ass again, making us complete the attraction we just played twice, but as Turtwig this time. So we go find him. Turtwig, he's there! Oh, he looks so funny. Oh, I need that again. I want to see that again. What the fuck was that? Hold up. What noise did Blood just make? Wait. After bullying him for his voice, we slam his behind and officially befriend him. Oh, by the way, every time you befriend a Pokemon in Pokepark, more will arrive at the zone you're in. And after befriending Turtwig, one of my favourites appeared. I'm on that. Yeah! Returning to Bulbasaur, we attempt his attraction as Turtwig this time, and definitely cleared it on our first try. Oh, fuck. Oh, Turtwig, you're so fat and slow. You're so fat and slow. Fuck's sake, Turtwig. Okay, but the second try... Beat up, Turtwig! Yes, Turtwig! Go, Turtwig! Go, Turtwig! I'm not bad at... Go away! God, Turtwig, you're so shit. Okay, but the third one... Guys, does this count as cheating? I think it kind of maybe might. Woo! We did it! God, this fucker's slow, but it was finally done. We returned again to Trico, befriending Pachirisu on the way, who finally lets us through and... The worst of the monkey Pokemon on my screen, Mankey, won't let me get to Apom, or I guess Venusaur, that's another thing, without fighting him. We promptly kick his ass. Woo! And we can finally talk to my boy, Monkey! Oh my god, he's so fast. Oh my god, Monkey. Get back here. Oh my god, he's just... I've just been juked. That was insane. That was absolutely wild. This monkey's rapid. Come back here, you bitch. Get back. Yeah. No! After befriending the second best purple ape in Pokemon, the heavens open. Life becomes worth living once more. Everything goes right. Global warming stops. World hunger's solved. And Ambipom makes his entrance. How come it's... Where? Do I look good? Guys, do I look good? Do I look okay? Okay. Am I sweating? I think I'm sweating. Do I smell good? Guys, do I smell good? Hi! Ambipom is and has been my favourite Pokemon for a while now. I used to play Pixelmon, which is the Minecraft Pokemon mod, religiously when I was a kid, on a server called Journey Gaming. And because I bought a rank with my pocket money, I could change my nickname. A popular thing to do was to change it to your favourite Pokemon, and as I didn't really have one, I kinda just chose Ambipom. And it stuck. Ever since then, I've been a die-hard Ambipom fan. I live and breathe by this funny monkey! We quickly defeat him in battle by drowning him in a river and befriend our Starboy. First side quest off the board as well. We're running through this, isn't we? The run's going great, back to the main story. Weedle jump scares us. Where's we going? Hello? Hi Weedle, nice to make your acquaintance, I think. Then so does Shroomish. This game's so cute. Oh. Well, hello. After killing Weedle, fuck off, Weedle. We make it to our next roadblock. Little froggy, little man, oh, little froggy, but oh, froggy. He extorts us of 200 berries. Wait, what? And finally, we meet eye to eye with the dictator himself, Venusaur. Oh, Chikorita, you know what? I'd forgotten you got kidnapped. Venusaur goes on a long spiel about how we need to be punished because we broke the rules, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, he sends us to go defeat Little Frog, little tiny baby boy, and Spearow in skill games, as they're the caretakers of the Meadow Zone, and he trusts them, which begs the question, what were Trico and Mankey? Just kiss horses? Cringe, either way, we do what we were asked, kill Krogunk, and do Spearow's obstacle course, which puts him in a depressive state for some sad reason. Okay, cool, I'm disappointed in myself. Damn, Spearow. I was a letdown. Fuck. Spearow, man, are you okay? Is everything okay at home, Spearow? Do you need a hug? Before returning to Venusaur, we bump into Leafeon. Ooh, you sound seductive. Come back when you made 20 friends. Wow. Climbing the social ladder, are you? Wanker. Yeah, all of the evolutions are social climbers. I don't get it either. We also accidentally dashed into Scyther, which was the worst mistake we made this whole run. Hey, that's what I'm saying. Oh, I've just fucking... Sorry, Scyther. I didn't mean to do that. Right, we're gonna have problems, Scyther. Scyther, me and you are gonna have fucking issues. Scyther! You're ruining my speedrun! When we return to Venusaur, he takes the shackles off Chikorita and lets her go free, but not before telling us that, again, we shouldn't play any attraction. Chikorita, however, is a fucking girl boss. She's not having it, and questions why Venusaur is a big little bitch, which is when we finally get the reason Venusaur's been holding everyone hostage. It's too dangerous, apparently. Chikorita, still insisting enough's enough, asks us to show him just how much fun we can have on attractions. So Venusaur agrees, and oh boy, it's his time to shine. Venusaur's Vine Swing is the second attraction of the game. Charge up your swing and release at the perfect time in order to fly as far as you possibly can. Ambipom is the perfect candidate for this, and I will not have anyone tell me otherwise. After failing the first try because I forgot the controls again, we shatter the record for Venusaur's Vine Swing. And smack some sense into the big old plant frog's brain. That's fun though, we're still gonna play it. Gang, Pikachu's hitting the nay-nay. And that's the second prison piece obtained. After that, Venusaur drops some more lore, stating that he fought with Empoleon, the keeper of the Beach and Iceberg Zone, and Blaziken, the keeper of the Cavern and Lava Zone, over the values of the Pokepark prior to shutting the gates to the Meadow Zone, and how he wants to rebuild the relationships he had with them, which is, that's kind of sweet, isn't it? You'd still go to jail, to be honest, and with that, we're done with the Meadow Zone. Chikorita found, Ambipom befriended, and 2 prison pieces acquired, we move forward. But not to the next zone just yet, to the meeting place. I'll make it short, as the meeting place isn't necessarily too important, but it's the connecting area between most of the zones. It's also where Chikorita decides to stay, and in the future, Piplup and Charmander will as well. Around the meeting place is a few more Pokemon, like Drifblim, who works as the fast travel service, Mischievous, who is just camera mode for some reason, and a collection of fellas that upgrade and teach you new moves. Remember this zone though, as we will be returning here. After upgrading our Thunderbolt and talking to Corphish, the gate to the next zone opens, and we strut our way into Zone 2, the Beach Zone. A bit fucking hot, innit, Crike? Empoleon is the keeper of this zone. However, he's pissed off on an all-inclusive trip to the Ice Zone, and the ruckus has begun. Feraligatr and Gyarados have been fighting. Due to this, the Beach Zone is in disarray, but... Oh! Slowpoke! You want to play Chase, right? Yes, I want to play Chase with you. Is that a why not? That was the most exhilarating game of chase I've ever played. That was so... wow. After the most difficult challenge of the game, we bump into and decide to befriend another stupid-looking water Pokemon. I wonder where Psyduck is. Got him. Exhilarating stuff, isn't it? I almost fell off my chair. We make our way past Corsola, who gives us a quiz that I very smartly blocked entirely with my camera. This happens a lot, by the way. Every single time we get quizzed, I block it with my fucking camera. We bump into Social Climber Vaporeon and then head towards the man of the hour, Feraligatr, who gives us a rundown on what's going on. Basically, Gyarados is a twat. He tells us Gyarados has been acting a fool and decided he's the keeper of the beach zone now that Empoleon's gone, and how we should go talk to him because if he did, they just end up fighting again. It sounds like a very toxic gay relationship to me. I don't know about you. We do just that. Or we would have if Pikachu took swimming lessons as a kid, but he fucking didn't. Oh, Piplup! Okay, cool, take that off the board. Piplup tells us we need to build a bridge, which Pikachu isn't qualified for because he skipped college, so it falls to the only Pokemon capable of doing manual labor. Bidoof? Have I read that right? Sure, yeah, Bidoof. Right, I'm gonna try and explain this to the best of my ability, but it is complex, so stick with me here, alright? So, first off, we got to the beach zone, spoke to Feraligatr, who sent us to Gyarados, then we spoke to Piplup because we couldn't get to Gyarados, who then sends us back to the Meadow Zone to speak to Bidoof, who we then build a mansion for and meet his grandma, which is, yeah, no, that does actually happen. We then go back to the beach zone with Bidoof, who tries to build a bridge, but Sharpedo and Carvanha stop us because Gyarados doesn't want it, apparently. So they make us go to the third attraction of the game to play Pelipper's Circle Circuit, which is a simple fly between circles game. I can't rotate my laptop though, so that went as poorly as it could, but boy, we had a great time. We then get the third prison piece, return back to Sharpedo, who now lets us build a bridge. Then I have to get Bidoof more wood in order to build more bridges so I can finally talk to Gyarados. Did you catch that? Because I did not. Sadly, it doesn't even end there. Gyarados lets us know he plans on taking out the other keepers of the Pokepark in order to rule it. I tried to talk him down, but I have to have a total of 25 friends in order for Gyarados to listen to me. There seems to be a whole bunch of social climbers in this game. So we play chase with Tailo, Azurill, and Buizel, fist fight Pidgeotto. Run! Psyduck, move! Psyduck, get off the screen! One floats L, kill Totodile, and then return to the dictator himself, who tells us if we clear his attraction, he'll stop having a tantrum. His attraction is Gyarados' Aqua Dash. Aim is to swim as quick as possible through a watercourse, avoiding Carvanha and Sharpedo, and going through flags to give yourself a boost. Obviously, because this is a speedrun, we chose the fastest, the smartest, most agile Pokemon we could possibly think of to take this game down. Oh, he swims on his little bag! Oh, Psyduck. Did I do it? Is that a yes? I don't know. Hey, there we go. Yeah. Pikachu then jump scares us. Get away from it! As we receive the fourth prison piece, ticket off the board. We go solve the relationship problems these two clearly homosexual water creatures were having, and due to their feud being over, Feraligatr agrees to break a big rock in order for us to meet Lapras. Not before Piplup discovers an air balloon. Piplup's air balloon is actually weirdly important to the story, so remember it. Lapras agrees to help us find Empoleon, but not before telling us he's also throwing a tantrum and has locked himself away as well. Our job is to break him out of it, so we set sail to the Iceberg Zone. First things first, Spheal. Second things second, Delibird. There's a whole lot of gooby little cold fellas in the Iceberg Zone. However, we must not distract ourselves. Our goal is Empoleon. Empoleon governs the Iceberg Zone, just as he did with the Beach Zone. However, this time, Empoleon's actually here. He sealed himself away behind a closed gate, and the only one who can open it is Mamoswine, who's frozen in a cave. That's a problem. Our goal is to free Mamoswine from his ice cream treatment, play Empoleon's attraction and smack some sense into his brain, then restore the balance of the Beach Zone once and for all. Oh, and also build a Christmas tree for joy and love. Quickly after completely resetting my timer on accident. Time pause. Time is paused? What? I didn't press any buttons to my timer! We start Delibird's quest, which is yet another complex set of criteria, so put your listening ears on because, So, Delibird gives gift. We decorate tree. Squirtle spawns. Delibird makes us befriend Teddiursa to get another gift. Do so. Get new gift. Decorate tree. Smoochum appears. Kill Squirtle. Get another gift. Sneasel spawns. Kill Smoochum. Gift. Tree. Done. Did you catch that? No? Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect you to be honest. Let's move on. Piloswine lets you know Empoleon has frozen this huge gate, which is the only way to get to him. Henceforth, we can't get through. The only way to do so is to get Mamoswine to pile drive into it, but Empoleon has committed a genuine crime and frozen him in a cave. Teddiursa tells us the only way to get to the frozen cave is to freeze this huge lake in order to walk over to it. And the only Pokemon who could possibly freeze a lake is Frostlass? Like, I like Frostlass, don't get me wrong, but there's so many ice types here that could do that. Glalie then appears, and once more we're doing manual labour, this time building igloos to impress Frostlass to make her return, rather than building a 1,000 square foot mansion for some fucking beavers. We build said igloos, and lo and behold, Frostlass makes her entrance. Or she would have if she hadn't gotten stuck at the bottom of a chairlift. She can float! What do you mean? We go over to the chairlift, and in order to use it, we have to kick Primplup's arse. We do, very easily, and he lets us use the chairlift, and lo and behold, Frostlass is at the bottom. We kick her teeth in, and she returns to number 1 woman lover Glalie. Not before we befriend number 1 floppy sloppy blue boy Quagsire, of course. Returning to Frostlass and Glalie, she freezes the lake and, even better, forgives her grieving man. Walking over the frozen lake and ramming our head into Mamoswine, he revived? Mamoswine has revived. Fucker was dead. Mamoswine was fucking dead? As retribution for literally killing him, Mamoswine slams through Empoleon's gate, and we finally meet eye to eye with my personal favourite starter Pokemon, Empoleon. Before we arrest him for 3rd-degree murder charges, Empoleon calls us a liar liar pants on fire and doesn't believe that Venusaur wants to become friends. And what's the best way to prove that Venusaur's forgiven him? Obviously playing the 5th attraction Empoleon's Snow Slide, where you slide down an icy track as quick as possible. Obviously. Before we can get the 5th prison piece, Piplup makes her entrance and questions why Empoleon shut himself away. Why have you shut yourself away? You make so much noise. Why have you shut yourself away? You won't shut the fuck up! In short, Empoleon did so because Venusaur and Blaziken pushed him into the depths of sadness and anger when they cut each other off. So he started building his steel will, as he puts it, shutting himself away to build it stronger. Basically, he's literally an alpha that believes sadness is for pussies. Anyway, time for his attraction. Empoleon's Snow Slide is an attraction where you slide as quick as you can down a snowy course. Beat 55 seconds and we gain our prison piece. Instead of picking Piplup, who showed up for the sole reason of playing the attraction, we choose the best option possible. I know who to play. You cannot make me... And obviously, it goes incredibly. Whee! 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 Whoa! Craig! Whee! 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 It's so hard to control. Franklin, drift! Tokyo this shit. Huh. Woo, Quag! You're so good! Did I do it? I think I did it, right? Woohoo! Yeah, baby! Young Moolah, baby! With that done, we get the 5th prison piece, and Empoleon decides to open his heart to Venusaur and Blaziken, which is, again, quite sweet. Positive masculinity at its finest. After drive-by slamming a Spheal, we return to the meeting place, where not only has Chikorita's treehouse grown a shit ton, a few new Pokemon are here to upgrade our stats. Ponytail upgrades our dash, allowing us to move faster, and Primeape teaches us a new move. What's it gonna be? Fire Punch? Maybe Ice Punch? Iron Tail? Wait, hold on. He doesn't... I'll let the clip speak for itself. I mastered Iron Tail without a tail. And do you know what that means? Primeape, listen. What does that... Primeape. He teaches us how to whack our shit with efficiency, then Bibarel raises our HP, and finally we make our way over to Granidos with his big massive fucking dome. He lets us into the 4th zone of the game, the Cavern Zone. Yeah, it's a cave. The keeper this time around is Blaziken. Our goal is, of course, to talk to him and let him know both Venusaur and Empoleon wish to reconcile. He's set up shop in the Lava Zone, and the only way to get there is via public transport. However, one of the wheels on the Thameslink train's gone missing, and of course, it's our job to get it back. Mr. Mime, the most cave-dwelling Pokemon of all, informs us of the missing rail, telling us Zubat is the key to finding it. However, the minecart is also missing because Gibble and his mates have stolen it to play with. Moving on, Morwile lets us know of the big problem the Cavern Zone is facing. The hot springs have dried up. Due to this, the Cavern Zone's economy has gone awry and everything's gone dark, so most of the zone's inhabitants want to leave and no one else is visiting. We're dealing with immigration problems now as a 3-foot-tall rat that just got here an hour ago. We delve further inside and speak to Bastiodon, who runs the 6th attraction and holds the 6th prison piece we need. Bastiodon forces us to make 11 new friends for a total of 50 before we can play his attraction. So we get to grinding. Hide and seek with Geodude, Bonsley and Sudowoodo, a battle with Torchic, chase with Zubat, and one quiz with Meowth later, we've got our friend count up to 40 fast. To make more friends, we give Iron Ore to Aaron, which at the same time I also predicted Pokopia somehow. Now I kind of want an Animal Crossing game that's just Pokemon. That'd be cool. But even crazier is Aaron tells us Morwile was the one who chewed up the rail and it was her the whole time causing this problem. Beating her in a skill game grants us more info on the missing rail as we find out Dugtrio had hidden it in Marowak's storage zone. I would also like to add, she doesn't even become our fucking friend. It's that big. After we battle one of the coolest Pokemon ever, Scizor, in a tough battle that we just about managed to win, we have a chat with Marowak who's guarding said storage zone. One arse whooping later, our friend count is up to 48 and Marowak lets us in again, and we proceed to completely destroy all of it. The final crate, of course, is the one we came here for, as Diglett pops up, and you'll never believe this, tells me he doesn't have the rail and that he put it under Snorlax. I'm going to get to under the Snorlax, and then it's going to wake him and go, I moved it. I gave it to the Scizor. And I'm going to have to go to the Scizor, and then the Scizzor's going to go, well, I didn't want it. I gave it to the Mawile again. She has it. Then I'll go to the Mawile, and Mawile will go, I gave it to the Golbat. And I'll go to the Golbat, We take a big old berry on over to the same Snorlax we electrocuted at the start of the game, and he agrees to get up off the rail. Pikachu dies. Just kidding, of course. Turns out the reason the hot spring dried up was because Snorlax sat his fat ass on it, and I guess no one asked him to move his ass. The hot spring returns to the Cavern Zone, and suddenly we've solved tourism. Picking up the rail that we just went on a wild goose chase for, we spend 4 minutes walking it back to Mr. Mime, who then fixes the rail and sends us to go get the minecart from Gibble. Gibble will, however, only give it to us if we beat him in a skill game, blah blah blah, we've heard this before. We beat him up and retrieve the minecart, return to Mr. Mime, who puts the minecart in its place, and also gets our friend count up to 50, meaning we can finally challenge Bastiodon. We bolt over to Bastiodon and challenge his attraction, the 6th of the game, Bastiodon's Block Barrage. In this attraction, you and Bastiodon play ping pong with a metal ball. Aim of the game is to blast the ball past Bastiodon in order to break wooden panels to get points. Get more than 4,000 and we win. We of course choose the best man for the job as per usual and get to beating the record. Yeah! Yeah. Bang! Bang! Blah! I love this game. Sudowoodo, shake that thing. This was the easiest one of the game. After smacking his prehistoric ass, Bastiodon also lets us know Blaziken's collecting the prism shards for some reason. I'm sure we'll find out. After this, we head back to the minecart, hop in, and set forth for the 5th zone of the game, the Magma Zone. Just like the Cavern Zone, the Magma Zone is led by Blaziken, who is actually here this time. He is, however, blocked off behind some fire pillars, which we can only turn off with a lever. At this point, you know where this is going, right? Lever gone, we need to get a new one by putting iron in a furnace, blah, 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 blah. Let's get to it. Entering the Magma Zone, we're greeted by Hitmontop, which is... Hold on, actually, wait, can we talk about this quickly? What is it with this game and having Pokemon in places that just make little to no sense? Anyway, Hitmontop tells us that the huge drill behind him's overheated, and that whilst it cools down, we should go take a look at Camerup's furnace, which, as I've found out, apparently isn't an innuendo for his puss. We head down to Camerupt as instructed, to which he forces us to fight him. Apparently Blaziken's got toxic masculinity seeping through his pores and has told everyone that only the mightiest Pokemon are allowed through. So now everyone's angry and fist fighting everyone else. Either way, we kick the big camel's behind, and he informs us that we have the nickname Lightning Strike in the Magma Zone, and even Blaziken himself is watching our activity. He then tells us if you put iron ore in the furnace, you get a lever, so we set off to do just that. Remember the overheated drill Hitmontop was guarding earlier? Yeah, we need to use it. Hitmontop then also forces us to fight him, so we Beyblade, let it rip, and dash headfirst into the drill and get our iron ore. During our long walk back to the furnace, we meet the true villain of Pokepark, Torkoal. Torkoal stops us in our tracks, telling us he's genuinely just going to be a nuisance and he and his friends are going to attack us on our way down to train us. I really like Torkoal. After a small hiccup, we bring the ore to the furnace, chuck it in, and it spits out an iron bar. Putting the iron bar on the lever mechanism and dashing into it lowers the first of the fire pillars, allowing us to access the 7th attraction of Pokepark, Rhyperia's... Wait, we need an iron top to... Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, back to the drill. More iron, back to the furnace, iron top, hurrah! Now we get access to the 7th attraction of Pokepark, Rhyperia's Bumper Burn. It's Beyblade, that's it, it's Beyblade. We choose Torkoal and find out quickly we literally didn't even need the iron top, as Torkoal gives himself heavy neck problems. On a real note, we had a lot of trouble with this game because my controls were backwards, so up was down, left was right, and it was really confusing and took us about 4 tries. But we did complete it, and with that, half the prison pieces are ours. Oh, whoa, monkey. Another one! Wait, why did the timer restart again? Yeah, no, we did. For a second time. During my manic pressing of buttons in Beyblade, let it rip, I must have accidentally restarted my timer. Anyway, we move on. Whoa, Charmander! We have now done it. All 3 friends have been found. Me and Chikorita in the Meadow Zone, Piplup in the beach, and Charmander plunged into a volcano. We have found all of them. Oh, I did have to beat him up for some reason though. Walking up towards Blaziken, Meditite stops us and makes us do a quiz. I suppose it beats having to kill him, but we answer his riddles 3 and pass through before being stopped again by Farfetch'd. Yum yum yum. Farfetch'd? That's what I said. We obviously whoop him sideways and can finally get to Blaziken. Of course, another roadblock, yeah, fine. However, we came prepared this time, and because we've already beaten both Bastiodon and Rhyperia's attractions, Magcargo lets us through. And we actually, this time, come face to face with Blaziken. He says the Pokepark needs a powerful chief to lead it, and of course nominates himself and asks if I'll be by his side. It's a nice offer, but I'm on the side of democracy and say no. After telling him what Venusaur and Empoleon want, he forces me to fight my mate again, to which we whoop him again, and Blaziken agrees to listen to me. But will only make amends if I clear his attraction, Blaziken's Boulder Dash. Game's simple. Blaziken's gonna lob boulders at us, and it's our job to hit them before they hit us. We pick Scizor, and of course this is gonna be so easy. Uh-oh. I might have been wrong. However, it's fine, as we shortly get the controls down and beat the attraction with ease. Like that. Oh, okay, put that fucking arm down, Scizor. Put that arm down. Scizor! Scizor! No! Arm down! It doesn't help that you're red all over as well. Scizor, arm down! Receiving the 8th prison piece. Blaziken decides to entrust the safety of the Pokepark with us after giving us the 8th piece and says he'll reconcile with the other 2. We hop in the foreign for one last time and leave the Magma Zone, returning back to the meeting place. Upon arrival, the treehouse has grown even more. Seriously, where the fuck did Chikorita learn how to do all this? More importantly, the 4 of us are finally reunited after Mew dropped us from space into the park. Piplup announces that she's been fixing the hot air balloon she found. However, it sadly has a hole in it, so we can't use it just yet. Chatot then comes over and informs us that Mew came and spoke to him. Mew came and spoke to Chatot? You know what, actually, fair enough, I love Chatot, I really do. He tells us Mew wants us to collect the Sky Prison pieces, which, like, yeah, duh, that's what we've been doing, but that we also need to bring it to the Sky Pavilion. What the fuck is the Sky Pavilion? According to Misdreavus, Miss Magius may know how to get there, so we're sent on a quest to find her. We speak to Duskull, who opens the gate to the game's 6th zone, the Haunted Zone. Woo! Spooky, scary skeletons send shivers down your spine. This place is spooky and ghostly, and chose Tangrowth as one of the attraction holders. Seriously, what is with the choices in this game? Anyway, the haunted house isn't in too much peril like the last places, really. Our goal here is Miss Magius, but she's locked herself in the library, so we have to go around doing little tasks in order to get her. Quite simple. Let's get to it. Entering the zone, we're met with the courtyard and one of my absolute favourite Pokemon, Tangrowth. Thoughts on Tangrowth?
I love him.
You hear that? Loves him. He gets us to play Tangrowth's Swing Along, where we have to swing from rope to rope and make it to the end in under 40 seconds. And you know who we chose for this. Woohee! Woohee! Oh my god, I'm whipping. Ta-da! I did it. Obviously, because the GOAT was playing, we beat the attraction in 22 seconds and gain yet another prison piece, bringing the total to 9. We're really speeding through it now. Drifloon will now open the door to the haunted house because we completed his attraction, so we head on over, not before befriending Gliscor, and enter the house. Duskull greets us at the door, says we're the 999th visitor, which makes me feel like I'm about to get scammed for a free iPhone, and asks us to follow him. We pass by Dusknoir's Speed Slam, the 10th attraction, but he's nowhere to be seen at the moment, so we just have to move forward. We get absolutely jump scared. A vase! Following Duskull, he tells us the library is closed at the moment as the lady of the house is keeping it sealed to prying eyes so we can't enter. Then it's to the hall where ghost types throw parties. Scary parties. But the door too is locked. Turning around, Ghastly asks us to follow him upstairs, to which he phases through a door and opens it up for us. Walking in, oh my god, Gengar! No, is he okay? Help me! He tells us he's turned himself into a painting Morty because the outside world is too loud and he wants some peace and quiet, which, can I become a painting? Suddenly, a bell starts to ring in, and Gengar lets us know Dusknoir's returning, and shit's about to get loud. But if we beat his attraction, then we'll have some bragging rights over all the spirit. We bolt over to Dusknoir, who tells us if we beat his attraction, we can enter the hall, so we challenge the 10th attraction, Dusknoir's Speed Slam. It's more simple than the more recent attraction. It's just 100-meter hurdles, but with no jumping. You're just supposed to run as quick as you can into the hurdles and crash straight through. So we pick the best man for the job and start slamming brick. Yeah. Beating it in record time, we gain the 10th prison piece, meaning there's only 4 left until the game's over. Afterwards, we push forward, meeting Duskull at the door to the hall. He opens it up, telling us we're about to learn the truth of the Haunted Zone. What haunting Pokemon is going to be in here? What horrors that I can't even try to imagine are awaiting me? Who's going to scare me more than any? Yeah, it's Pichu. Pichu tells us Misdreavus is in trouble, so heading over to her, she tells us the parties in the hall haven't been the same for a while because the piano's broken. This is why Miss Magius has been hauled up in the library for so long. We're sent to go retrieve Spinarak's thread upstairs, and before the door we meet Ghastly, who phases through the door again, and I ask a very good question. How does he open the door when he gets in? He doesn't have any hands. We walk inside and Yeah! We demolish him and move on, talking to Spinnerack, who gives us a massive bundle of tough thread, which we then spend the next 2 minutes walking with to the hall. Once we get there, we fix the piano. Miss Magius is apparently well happy to hear Beethoven and opens the door to the library, allowing us to do the thing that we came here for. We head over to her and ask her what the Sky Pavilion is, to which she says she has no fucking idea. What was the fucking point? She says she'll find the book with the answers soon, but that Rotom's gone missing, and in the meantime, we should try find them. Pokepark Goose Chase Part 14, you ready? Rotom went missing after entering the library, so we hop our ass over there, and Duskull, who's honestly probably the most helpful NPC ever, tells us he's figured something out. There's a suspicious book-shaped hole in the wall, and that if we find the book that fits it, we might get the answer to where Rotom has gone. However, we're in a library. There's a lot of oh wait, never mind. There's one single textured book with a key on it on the floor. Yeah, that'll probably be it. Sableye doesn't want to give us the book, so we have to answer his questions, and after doing that, he both befriends us and gives us the book. Taking it back to Duskull, we slot it in place, and fingers crossed it opens. What? We head down a flight of stairs, and lo and behold, Rotom appears, standing between a menagerie of wires and electricals. They were apparently preparing an attraction as a surprise when the bookcase suddenly closed on them and they got stuck. Luckily for us, they let us have a go at the attraction, the 11th of the game, Rotom's Spooky Shoot 'em Up, which is by far my favourite name of any of the attractions. It's quite simple. Aim your controller at the ghost and shoot them to gain points, which, wait, hold up, aim your controller? Oh, for fuck's sake. Fuck. We choose Abra this time around and get absolutely whooped. Oh, no, stay away from me, stay away from me. And the second time around, get the guy. Whoa, where the fuck did he come from? What? But on the third time around, we learned how to, turn. We clear the attraction, gaining Rotom's prison piece, and now there's only 3 left. Let's get to it. Out of all the keepers of the zone, Rotom's the most chill one. He literally just wants to make everyone happy, and for that, I applaud you, Rotom. Leaving their room, Duskull tells us to head back to Miss Magius, who, when we get there, does a big old law drop on us. In short, the Sky Pavilion is where the Sky Prism resides, and it's that which we've been collecting pieces for. To get there, you must go through the game's 7th zone, the Granite Zone, and open the Promise Gate. Friendship is incredibly important in the Pokepark, and the Sky Prism is tied directly to it. Once one loses its sparkle, so does the other, and Mew chose us to fix it. Before leaving, we beat up Ambipom one last time and head back to the meeting place, where once more the treehouse has grown. Seriously, what magic is Chikorita pouring into this place? I was gone for half an hour. Anyway, Piplup informs us the hot air balloon is now patched up thanks to Haunter, and that all we need to do now is fill it up with air and we'll be good to confront Mew at the Sky Pavilion. We waltz on over to Skorupi, who lets us into the game's 7th and final proper zone, the Granite Zone. The Granite Zone is a weird one. It's the game's final proper zone with a load of Pokemon and stuff to do, but there also isn't any conflict or any problems for us to solve. Just a whole bunch of strong Pokemon like Salamence, Blastoise, Togekiss, Jumpluff, okay. It trades the usual problem-solving formula for a shitload of puzzles instead, and despite it being a kid's game, I will admit I got lost a few times. But there's also something weird about this zone, something nostalgic to me. You see, when I decided to speedrun Pokepark, I did so believing it would be my first time beating the game. I remember basically nothing past the beach zone. I assumed I got stuck there as a kid and then just didn't proceed, but then when we got to the Magma Zone and Torkoal appeared, that struck a memory with me. And I definitely remember the treehouse getting bigger, but my memory completely fails me for the Iceberg, Cavern and Haunted zones because I remember nothing about any of them. But when we got to the Granite Zone, I remember all of it. The turntable puzzle, the Pokemon that are here, I remember everything. So maybe I did beat the game before. I don't remember doing as such, but if I got here, it'd be silly to not have completed the whole thing. But this begs the question, why did I forget everything else? There isn't any way for you to skip to this part of the game, so I must have played it in order to get here, in order to remember it. So what happened? Maybe if I remember more of the end game when we get there, I'll come back to this, but until then, we have story to get to. Entering the Granite Zone, you're greeted with ancient Pokemon architecture, and running straight through it, number 1 op Charizard blocks our path, telling us only the strong can make it through the Granite Zone's test, and immediately he starts trying to whoop my ass. We, in turn, whoop his. The spinner! Which also means, oh yeah, the side quests are all done. This means that only the prison pieces are left to do, so let's get to it. Oh, Absol! Absol's Hurdle Bounce is the 12th attraction, and it's just a rehash of Dusknoir's game, but with jumping this time instead of just slamming your head into him. Either way, we choose another goated Pokemon for the task and get to beating the record. Absol, what the fuck? Absol, how is Absol doing this? How is Absol doing so much better than me? Obviously, Breloom smacks it out the park. We did get smoked by Absol, but it doesn't matter as she hands over the prison piece anyway, and that's 12 out of 14. Let's move on. Hoppip greets us before some kind of mechanism and lets us through. Bashing our head against the lever, the turntable in the middle of the room rotates, allowing us to go over. Doing so, we run up a ramp and are stopped in our tracks by Flygon. She tells us that she's guarding the Promise Gate, which will get us to the Sky Pavilion, and to get through, we have to collect the 3 secret words. On yet another wild goose chase we go then. Porygon Z holds the first secret word. After a short jumping puzzle and ramming our head into a lever, we meet them, answer a couple questions, and they lay down the first secret word. Love. This second is held by Togekiss, who, after Bronzor lets us pass, and we do a little obstacle course, which genuinely took us 2 minutes because the controls are weird. Not because I'm bad at the game. Not because I'm bad at the game. Okay? Togekiss tells us the second word. Peace. And also that the final word is held by Snorlax, which... Wait, I could have sworn Snorlax wasn't here. Oh, fuck! After getting lost for 6 minutes, we head back to the Cavern Zone, find Snorlax, and he tells us the final word is rainbow. Heading back to Flygon, she finally lets us through when we mutter the word love, peace, rainbow. We walk over a bridge and are greeted with the 13th attraction, Salamance's Air Ace. If you remember earlier, we played Pelipper's Circle Circuit. It was the 3rd attraction where we had to control Spearow as they flew through hoops to rack up points. Well, we only managed to beat that game because the point threshold was so low as I couldn't move up or down, just left and right because of the control. Well, this time it isn't as simple. Salamance's Air Ace has you flying through a course and shooting targets to rack up points. And because I'm not using a Wii remote, god did we struggle with this one. We choose the Colgate Monster Togekiss and give it our best shot. Fuck. Because you had to rotate your Wii remote to play this game, all the controls are jumbled. Left becomes up, right becomes down, up is right and down is left. It's incredibly confusing, especially when I'm trying to shoot targets to get over 12,000 points. We fail once more before finally failing again and then beating the attraction by 100 points. Good lord. Salamence gifts us the 13th prison piece. 1 more to go. Moving onward, we're stopped by Jumpluff, who, because we've now cleared Salamance's attraction, lets us through, but not before mentioning something nostalgic. One of the most clear memories I have of Pokepark is Shaman. I remember seeing them in a petal field at one point in the game, but I don't remember when it happened. But I guess it happens now. Surely I beat the game as a kid if I got even further than this part. Surely, right? Ladies and gents, the Flower Zone. My arse is in pain, you know. Sitting on this chair. It's cooking me. The Flower Zone. Besides being the most nostalgic place for me in this game, it's the smallest zone in the game. Not a lot going on, but some very strong Pokemon like Dragonite and Shaman. It's really pretty, and again, I remember it wholeheartedly. Let's get what we need done and finally beat Pokepark. Blossom stops us before we enter and tells us how we should speak with Shaman. Running forwards, I bathe in the memory of my youth before befriending Dragonite, and then talking with Shaman. They tell us how they can take us to the Sky Pavilion, but not until we find a mirror that's for some reason gone missing. Speaking with Mareep, they tell us the mirror's fallen off its perch and slammed down near the big tree in the middle of the Pokepark. Chikorita, you fucking legend! If that big massive fuck off fucking treehouse wasn't there, the mirror would have shattered and Pokepark would be in ruin. She's always been my favourite Gen 2 starter for a reason. Heading back down to the meeting place, the gang has finally managed to inflate the air balloon and plan on taking it to the Sky Pavilion. Charmander also lets us know he saw the mirror at top of the treehouse. We head up there, grab it, and return to the Flower Zone. Smacking the mirror in its place, it shoots a beam into the sky that summons in Rayquaza? Really? Alright, yeah, no, sick. To thank us, he lets us play the game's final attraction, Rayquaza's Balloon Panic. Rayquaza's? But if we manage to win this game, that's everything done before the game is over. Every prison piece, all lost friends, and every zone cleared. This is it. Let's get to it. In short, Rayquaza's Balloon Panic has you run over a massive parade balloon, hitting as many point circles as possible, jumping over and avoiding Voltorb and Electrode. All the while, the floor spins, and at the end, you have to shoot moving targets to get over 30,000 points. We choose one of our previous goats and give it our best shot. On our first try, I got rightfully confused at the end, because whenever you shoot a target that gives you points, the point number's red, which in the past meant losing points, but now means gaining. This made me sadly not clear it on my first try, but I didn't let it get me down. Me and my little Breloom pushed on, running as quick as we could, jumping over every Electrode in our way, and finally shooting out every target possible. That was it. We had done it. The final prison piece is ours, but it's not over just yet. We head back over to Shaman, who tells us we can't get to the pavilion yet because the Joey Graceffa flower isn't blooming. We talk to Blossom, who earlier said they found an item at the beach. Turns out it was a watering can that we quickly use on the flower, causing it to bloom. I'm not sure that's how biology works, but you know, it's a Pokemon game, we'll leave it. Shaman then notices something coming over the cliff and changes form to go see what it is, and then, well, it's easier to just let it play. dog. It's a puppy now. Arf, arf. Woo! The Mandem are here! It's the fucking Mandem! Yeah, hey guys, what's that? Get me in there. Hey! Come on, lads, up we go. Come on, boys. Wow, what an adventure. Honestly, a really cute little cutscene. And finally, after everything we've done, we arrive at the Sky Pavilion, the place the prism fell from originally, and the place we have to go in order to save everyone at the Pokepark. Ladies and gents and everything in between, the final zone of the game, the Sky Pavilion. Mew's domain, and the place that holds the Pokepark from ruin. We have one job and one job only here. Return the 14 prison pieces and save the park. On arrival, the ground starts shaking, and once it subsides, Shaman questions where Mew is, giving us the information that Mew can change into other Pokemon. We quickly enter a game of hide and seek with Mew. Charmander, who's on the first floor, can't see them. Piplup, who's on the top floor, hasn't either. And Piplup, who's by the balloon, hasn't seen them either. Wait, hold on! We return back to the imposter Piplup, try assassinate them, and they turn back into Mew. Mew then tells us something that I've been wondering this whole time. Why did the Sky Prism actually shatter to begin with? Well, according to Mew, when everyone in the Pokepark started drifting from each other, it shattered. So not only were we going around collecting the pieces, we were also inadvertently bringing everyone back together so it wouldn't shatter again, which is quite sweet, really. Mew tells us becoming friends with them should do it and fix the prism for good, so asks us to play some skill games. We struggle for 5 minutes to do a parkour course, which honest to God, you do not understand how fucking difficult it was trying to do parkour on a fucking keyboard when it's supposed to be for a Wii remote. After finally beating it, Mew transforms into Magmortar to fight us. We promptly beat him, to which Mew turns into Garchomp, which we have a bit more trouble with, but still end up beating. Run away, run away. Ah! And then, as our final test in battle, Mew becomes Tyranitar. Couple Iron Tails later, they fall as well. Mew transforms back into themselves and sets up the last skill game of the run, Chase. We accept the challenge and start pelting towards them, managing to slam into Mew with 17 seconds left on the clock. Go, I'm catching up! Yeah! I just caught up to Jesus. I just outsped Jesus. Mew, at last, becomes our final friend we make in Pokepark. One final chat with Mew, the friends we lost at the beginning surrounding us, and the timer ends. I did it! We have done it. Well, that was that. Pokepark 1, beaten in 4 hours, 53 minutes and 13 seconds. That obviously beats the world record by a staggering, oh no, golly gee, lost. Oh well, I don't really care one bit. I didn't really decide to play Pokepark to do a speedrun. I more or less chose it because I wanted to revisit a childhood game that means a heavy amount to me. My nana passed away in 2020, just before COVID hit, and this game and Pokemon in general will always be tied to her and her kindness to buy it for me. So you can thank Elaine for this whole video. Without her, you for one wouldn't be seeing me, and for seconds wouldn't be seeing the video. I'm happy with how this went, and I hope you are too. Thank you so much for watching this video. It's the longest project of mine, and one that's been in the works since I started YouTube. If you got to this point, please do subscribe, and let me know what you thought. It means so much that you sat through so much of me talking. With that, I say goodbye. Peace. My ass hurts so much.